Well, all right. What is up, everybody? It is a Saturday afternoon. I've got my juice pack, and don't worry, guys, it's organic. So we're all good here. But thanks for joining me. Sorry, I don't have the countdown today or the intro song. Me smoking some weed. My annual plan with StreamYard ended while I was in Las Vegas for MJBizCon, and I haven't had the chance to. Well, actually, I did set it up again, but I used a different email account, so it's like a separate account, and I haven't transferred. There is no way to merge the two, so I got to figure out how to get them all to the new one. But I don't think you guys mind. We're all here to hang out. It's good to see you guys as always. Like, it's just going to be a chill, laid back day. As always, I've got my bag o' beans to be unfocused with. There we go. I got my bag of beans to give away, get you guys growing some awesome genetics. Naturally, we're going to start with the no joke. But yeah, just go through and say what's up. Unlucky Maiko, my man, huge supporter for all of us in the community, has helped me test a lot of different things. So big shout out to you. They zoom up in the house. Sounds like he just picked up some beans as well. John Lindsay, always good to see you, man. See you all over the place. Chuck Bailey, big wave to everybody there. Right on. Legal Alien, another person who has helped with some testing. So super appreciate that. And I know you are one of the Patreons as well. So tomorrow night on my Patreon channel, I'm going to be doing an exclusive live just for the Patreon channel. Anybody can watch if you're a free member, but any of the paid members, regardless of what tier you are, you can ask a question. That was part of one of the perks. So I just put up a post over there. So if you want, type in your question there. And then as we do the show, I'm just going to open that page and we're going to go down and we're going to answer all your questions. We're also going to be doing the monthly giveaway for the flowering and harvesting tiers. You guys may have seen the video where I went through my seed collection and was like, put this in the box for you guys. We're going to be giving away some of those diesel haze crosses. So that's what the drawing is for this month. So if you're in one of those tiers, definitely tune in tomorrow. But I'll reach out to you either way. So forget about it. Another person who has helped with gear testing. And, again, that helps the community because the more feedback I can get, the better understanding I have of the expressions, of the reliability, of the conditions they were grown in. I have people that grow outdoors exclusively. I grow indoors exclusively. So again, huge help, man. Good to see all of you guys just pulling up inside the ride. Chunky Nugs has probably had more genetics than any of the testers, maybe aside from John, or maybe my man Chroma. So yeah, dude, huge shout out to Chunky. Again, he had the most gorgeous outdoor garden this year. He had a lot of the Twin Peaks genetics out there. He had some Green Bodie genetics out there. It was a lovely looking garden, man. I'm excited, Chunky, for you to get set up and get started anew. So Canna Alicia, big shout out. Oh, guys, thank you for choosing to spend your Saturday with me. Macho, my man. Heck yeah, he was the guest on last week's episode. And just in case y'all haven't seen it, just in case y'all haven't heard it yet, the Cannabis Bible, guys, as told to Macho Grams. This is like, again, go back and watch the episode from last week. Check out a book for yourself. But this is like Wu-Tang Shaolin gardening for the mind. It's an awesome book. So big shout out to you, Macho. It was great to see you at MJBizCon as well. And that's kind of what we're going to be, I'm going to look for your questions in chat today. I'm also just going to kind of be talking about MJBizCon. I just 5 minutes before this was like throwing everything from my suitcase into this bag. So we're going to go through some of the scores from MJBizCon. And I'll tell you some inside secrets on how to score free lights, free nutrients, basically free. So we'll get into that a little bit later as well. But right now, let's give away a pack of the No Joke. No Joke, again, from Twin Peaks Cannabis. That's myself. We've seen a lot of people growing that out there in the community. I've had some awesome feedback, some awesome pictures. People are washing it, pressing it, really enjoying those results. Broken Green Thumb, I looked that one back up on Instagram. He had bought a pack of the No Joke. He pulled his winner. It's fun to get multiple people say, dude, I found my Desert Island strain. I found my keeper. People are enjoying the No Joke. But the point of that was he found one that he really liked. He shared it with a friend. That friend made some concentrate rosin from it. And guess what? They won the Harvest Cup 2 weekends ago, I believe it was. So they won a Harvest Cup first place concentrate category with the No Joke. I would definitely love to get my hands on some of that. And yeah, puff, pass it to everyone. I would love to do that. So shout out to you guys. Let me drop down to the bottom here, kind of get caught up. Oh, G5, he's saying, cheers. My God, Dave's not here. Is Dave freaking here? Like, that's an awesome thing. Really awesome thing. Shout out Holy Toledo. Shout out Shy's Garden, Hazy Susan Scrogger, Van Ripster, Doug. What's up, Doug? Silence in the House. Christopher, Jim, Mad Dog. So good to see all you guys just, again, choosing to spend your time here with me and with everybody in chat. You guys are awesome. That's why you see me in so many chats around. I enjoy hanging out with you guys. And I'm usually sitting in front of a computer working, doing something. So I always like to have content on. And damn it, if I don't get distracted and just sit in chat when I should be doing other shit. So it happens, right? Let's fire up this giveaway though. Let's do StreamYard giveaway tool. All right. If you are in the US and you would like to play for a pack of the No Joke, don't ask me how I got this word, but type banana into the chat and you will be entered. Let's see, here's a question from Gordon. Does No Joke have any lit farm genetics in it? It does. So one of the grandparents to the No Joke is the watermelon mimosa number 10 from Lit Farms. And so kind of how we got there, again, No Joke, is a Westport grape juice, which I reversed and put onto a Kool-Aid Man. Now that Kool-Aid Man is a cross of that watermelon mimosa number 10 from Lit Farms and Creature from Real Cannabis. So absolutely, it is. It's a grandparent in this genetic. And it's the No Joke the Kool-Aid Man actually has a very savory chicken noodle soup kind of chicken bouillon profile to it. The Kool-Aid Man name doesn't really fit the profile, but I think a lot of that watermelon mimosa number 10 is kind of also showing its head again in the No Joke. So there's two phenos to the No Joke. One is the, been described as like the red Gatorade, the berry, the fruit punch, just mouth coating. You do that and you taste it 5 minutes later. That's my personal favorite profile. But there is the other profile, which is that savory kind of chicken type of profile. And I know that that earned this hat coming in first place. Woo! The Garden Club. That profile, shout out to the grower of that. They may or may not be in chat. Exactly. Kingfisher says orange chicken cut. Yes. That is what that is. So those are really the two profiles that you're going to pull from the No Joke, and everybody has their favorite. But I get that orange chicken pheno from my Kool-Aid Man. So when I selected my No Joke, I went towards that red Gatorade side. Let's see. Does the bud break through the wall with Chinese eyes and grape Kool-Aid? No, but that would be rad. The old Kool-Aid man ads where he's like, boom, oh yeah. Throwback, man. I love that. Love it. So yeah, let me go back to, or add that screen back up. And yeah, go ahead and type in banana to the screen. Let's see if I can make it different. There we go. That's probably much better. So, all right. Yeah, Stanton's got it. Stanton says, oh, yeah. And not in a Macho Man kind of way. Macho Man is, oh, yeah. Whereas the Kool-Aid Man was, oh, yeah. Can you tell the difference? I don't know. All right. Let's see. I wanted Chad to name it. Oh, yeah. I know, right? That'd be fun. Well, I will be working with the No Joke in the future. Currently, I am doing another round of the Westport Posse. So hopefully 3-4 months, those will be ready. I'm doing more No Jokes because I'm starting to get low already on this last batch. And we all know what's coming next November. So I have other projects that I've been working on. I don't know if I'm going to get those finished or where I wanted before that November kind of deadline as it stands right now, but you will have more Westport Posse. You will have more No Joke. And again, for the Patreons, certain levels, after 6 months, I send you some free beans called the Risky Business Beans. Those are just my future projects. There's some things that I haven't tested yet. I've got, let's see, one of them is like the Westport grape juice times the lemon cherry pie, which was from Raw Genetics. Different profiles from both of the parents. I haven't run them yet. I would love to see how they turn out. Both are fantastic yielders. Both are very frosty. That's my CBD one. I got a whole bunch. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but this is the Westport grape juice crossed onto that Mean Gene plant that I was working with, which is there's 3 things that I'm testing right now. I've already kind of put a video out about that. You guys will see the flowering and the harvest video for that very soon. Dude, freaking 1 gallon chunky freaking buds, dude. So that's in here. So those are the free beans that I'll be giving away. Again, not something that I think will make it with all the testing that I want to do. I don't think they'll make it by that November deadline, but who knows? Growers have always been resourceful and we will find a way. So that may be coming in the future. But yeah, right now, the Mean Gene crossed with the Mean Gene, the Mean Gene crossed with that lemon cherry pie, and then the Mean Gene crossed with the blueberry muffin from Humboldt Seed Company. That's called the Mean Muffin. That actually, for Patreons, probably will be coming out as a tester here in the next month or 2. I don't know. I'm going to ask them tomorrow on the live at 6 o'clock whether they want to do Miss Cool Ice first or the Mean Muffin first. So I'll let you guys decide. And then I'll probably put those out a month apart because I don't want to just throw everything at people and then just be like, yes, please. I know you just spent Christmas money and gifts and bills and all that stuff. Now buy all my gear. So I'll try to space them out for you guys. Also, it'll get ahead of time for all of you outdoor growers. Yeah, I'll do that. Let's see here. I see a quick question here. And Trunky, again, thank you, my man, for putting question in front of that. That automatically just caught my eye. So boom, you're up on the screen right now. Let me scroll back up to see what you're asking. What is the flowering time on the Mean Muffin? I'm looking for something to run something quick for the DGC run. Excellent question. And you've actually touched on why I chose to use the blueberry muffin in these crosses. So that Mean Gene that I had, and again, there is no strain name for it. It's two genetics from Mean Gene that were crossed There was no name for it. Saying Mean Gene gives credit to the breeder, and it's a lot shorter than telling you the crosses, which I'm happy to tell you the cross. But to say it every time is just like, fuck. So I just call it Mean Gene. But it had a long flowering time. Like that was a 10 weeker, at least a 10 weeker. And the blueberry muffin from Humboldt Seed Company is one of the fastest finishing plants that I have seen, and it has tremendous end results. So I wanted to try to bring the flowering time of that genetic from Mean Gene down by crossing it with the blueberry muffin. It'd be great if you could just boom, boom, hey, end result. But that's why you have to go through and do selections, because some of them are going to finish faster than others. You take that one that finishes faster, you can maybe back cross that to try to reinforce the trait, or you could continue working with that one in other areas. So right now, I'm going to say about 70 days, 70 to 75. So it did not bring it down, at least in the 8 that I have. It didn't bring it down. It didn't bring it down as much as I wanted. I want 60 days. And again, that blueberry muffin, anywhere from like 45 to 55 days, it can be like fully mature, cup worthy. So came down a little bit from what I'm seeing, but it's not as low. It's not as close to that 60 as I want. So I would say 70 to 75 days to be sure. But again, I'm testing it. My boy Chroma's testing it. I think DP has it right now, and one other person. There were a couple other testers, but they planted, I think, like less than 5, and they got all males. So that is another thing about these. These are regular seeds. So yay, if you want to make your own seeds in the future, you'll definitely have a male to work with if you pop enough. So that's always nice. But yeah, I hope I answered that question. And again, specifically 70 to 75 days right now. But as more people test it, that number will probably change, because again, you don't want to give hard data off of 10 to 15 plants. I want to have 50 to 100, and we'll probably have a better picture. So again, that's why testing is so important. That's why I appreciate everybody who has tested in the past, will test in the future, because it really helps everybody out. It helps the community. So if I had already had this tested by 100 people like normal, chunky, I would have a better answer. So 70 to 75 days is kind of what I'm saying right now. And again, that may change. Yeah, Holy Toledo says, I would love the mean muffin. I grew the blueberry muffin with success. Blueberry muffin is a great plant, great profile, good producer, stayed short and squat for me, which is another thing that I liked. Finishes fast. And the profile is just like, boom, hits you in the face. And that's something that I look for. So yeah, that mean muffin, man, I'm pretty stoked on that one. I can't wait to harvest. I'm just doing a few. I'm trying to give them bud rot right now. Trying. So I was upwards of 84% humidity yesterday with the lights off, and I left it that way. And again, these are like chunky freaking buds on these things in the 1 gallons. And I really, again, it's in the Westport Blend soil, but also that tray to grow from AutoPot, that might be my piece of gear of the year. Like the new thing that I tried this year that is just like, God dang, it made my life so much easier, because I started with 10 1-gallon pots in each tray to grow. So hand watering 20 1-gallon pots, particularly with growing plants, you typically have to do it a few times a day. So to keep the right water level in there, to be able to automate that, to be able to use the tray to grow and just, hey, is the reservoir full or not, made my life so much easier. I've gotten fantastic growth through it. I'm using fabric pots, which is the key to a system like that, because the roots, dude, they're just shooting out of the bag. They'll air prune, they'll grow more. So yeah, very healthy root structure on those. And again, in 1-gallon pots, man, that's really made my life easy. So I appreciate that. I'll scroll down here just a little bit more. Mean Muffin Auto. I don't do any auto work, not because I'm opposed to it, but because it takes a lot of time. You need multiple generations to truly lock in that auto feature, typically 4 or 5 generations. And then selections are a little bit harder with the autos because you don't get to rerun it. You don't get to test different things about it. So auto work, something that I stay away from just kind of for that reason. Like if I'm going to invest the time into breeding projects, I want to try to further lines that people can clone, people can regrow. Because if somebody finds that one strain that is just like, boom, my medical condition goes away, my day is better, the sun is brighter, I want people to be able to grow that again. And with autos, you just can't. And anybody who's popped seeds, you know, I've gotten 98% of the way back to exactly what I've lost, but I've never gotten 100% of the way. And that's just the genetic diversity that is in these lines. You know, you can get very close. You could get maybe the same smell, the same structure, the same cannabinoid content, but it may hit you a little bit different. So yeah, I stay away from the auto work for that reason. Miguel loves the root beer. That is a Mean Gene cross. And again, Mean Gene, his genetics company is Freeborn Selections. Yeah. Levels chopping some no joke today. That's freaking awesome. And this is going to be his at least second round with the no joke. I saw the no joke the last time you grew it, and brother, it turned out freaking great. So very stoked about that. Thank you for growing it, and happy harvest to you. The mechanic fool question again. Thanks for putting that in front of it. If I drive from Canada to get the beans, is it okay to participate? Yeah. If you have a U.S. mailing address, I am happy to send it anywhere in the U.S. Wouldn't be the first time that that's happened. Other people are more, they have better luck, or they're more comfortable sending over the border than I am. And yeah, I'll send it to them if they want to send it to you. So please go ahead and feel free to play if that is the case. Silence. Let's see. Q says, I'm not in the US, but I have a friend who can help out. Can I be in the giveaway? Anyways, yeah, heck yeah, definitely. 2 questions right back to back on top of each other. That's awesome. Dave, my guy, what's up, brother? So good to see you here. We need to get together for another seed collector show soon, man. Or I just love to talk to you anyways. Always good to see you. Let's see here. What a jerk. How do you feel about the top 50 breeders list on IG? Love seeing Bodie, the real Bodie, LOL. Caleb, CSI Humble, Jackson, Mean Gene of Freeborn Selections get some props. Absolutely. There were great names on that list. And if anybody hasn't seen that list, if anybody is just kind of new to genetics, check out that list. There are a lot of great breeders on there. I kind of laughed and said, you jerk, because there's a little controversy around it, rightfully so. I absolutely understand. So what this was is David Downs, who writes for Leafly. He's published books. He is now an event thrower guy. Cool kid. Never talked to me. He put out a poll on his page. He says, hey, who's the top 50 breeders? So people kind of, chimed in, and they created a good list. There were about 2,000 people who responded. So, there's more than 2,000 cannabis growers out there, but 2,000 is a healthy number. Where the controversy is coming up is some businesses. So first of all, white label seeds. What is white label seeds? White label seeds are people who buy genetics in bulk from one breeder, another breeder, or just random place, and then they put their own name on it, and then they put their own strain name on it. That's been common for decades. I don't like it. I don't personally buy from white label companies because, again, if you look at that list of 50 other breeders, there's plenty of great people doing work out there. And just having the background that I do, I've been approached by two companies that to do the same thing. My answer was no, because I never make enough seeds to do that. They want to buy them typically 10,000 as a minimum. I've never pulled 10,000 off of a plant. I usually do maybe a couple thousand, if that, because I want my seeds to be fresh. I don't want them to go past 2 years being stored. I want everything popped. I have the moms and the dads. I can recreate the things that I sell. So no worries for me there. But yeah, the inside scoop there is, as a breeder, they basically want to give 7 to 10 cents per seed, which is BS. But if you think about that, and sorry that I'm rambling here, but this is an important topic just to kind of maybe expose some of the economics behind these things. So they pay 7 to 10 cents to me, the actual breeder, per seed. They turn around, because they have a great name, because they have a great search engine presence, and sell, a 5-pack of Fems for $70, or, 10 regs for $100. Think of that markup, guys. Like, these companies are taking in hundreds of thousands of dollars without really doing anything other than being great at the internet game. And there were a few of those companies mentioned in this poll. Somebody, from the community had called them out on it. Because, again, if you're a white label seed company, you're not really a breeder. You're more of a genetic sourcer. And that's fine. Again, we need these people. Just because somebody white label seeds doesn't mean that the genetics are bad. In fact, I know, don't want to get myself in trouble here. A few very well-respected breeders who do sell to some of these other companies. So I actually know that other company's white label seed is actually pretty solid genetic. So again, it's a weird one, but yeah, as far as the 50 best breeders list, Dave, great question. And thank you for bringing that up. I know you have at least 2 things from every single breeder mentioned on that list. But it's a great resource for anybody who is curious. Who should I try next? Who should I look into? Again, it was a poll on David Down's Instagram, 50 top breeders. You could probably just Google it at this point because so many people are talking about it. But yeah, that's it. Let's see here. Thanks for the question, brother. Hope to see you around soon. LJ Predatory Banana. I don't know about that. Just type banana in though, and you can get this pack of No Joke. And actually, as I'm looking at it, I've been rambling too long. Let's go ahead and give away this pack of No Jokes. We got other packs of beans to give away. And I got a whole bunch of stuff to go through from MJBizCon. So let's do that. I'm just kind of scrolling through the comments here, trying to get caught up, make sure I'm not missing anything, because I kind of tend to do that. Yes, all your plants belong to us. I love it. I love it. And somebody did actually get busted and arrested down at MJBizCon because they had numerous clones in their hotel room. And you guys may have heard this story already. It's been circulating, but yeah, because, clones and seeds were kind of permitted originally at MJBizCon to be sold. So people came down, they had a whole bunch of clones, had them in the hotel room. Always put out the fucking do not disturb sign, guys. Like, that's the first thing I do whenever I get to a hotel is I call the desk. I do not need room service. I put my sign out, do not enter my fucking room. Maid went in, saw all the clones, called the cops. Big deal. They got arrested. Hopefully everything tests as hemp. So we'll see. But good luck to those people, because that's a very unfortunate thing to have happen. Let's see here. Question, and then I'll just roll this here. Better get on the seed game before 2027. Question, will you still offer in 2027? Asking from Ohio. Yeah, I absolutely will, man. I'm going to continue to get genetics out to people. I'm going to continue to work my projects. I'm going to continue to push things forward. One of the problems that we will probably run into very shortly is payment processing. 90% of the people who order use a credit card. If that payment processing no longer exists for this type of business, I mean, we'll have to find another way. Unfortunate for them, because I pay taxes on everything right now. So you see what I mean? But yes, there will always be a way. It just may be a little bit harder or involved, but if you've been around for a while, we all kind of know how to get around these things. I'd just rather not. I'd rather play by the fucking rules. Okay, let's draw this. I see another question. I'm going to pause that and let's do this drawing right here. Good luck, everybody. Again, it is for the pack of the No Jokes if you are in the US or have a US mailing address. So here we go. Let me get my pen and paper. Yeah, Swerdna. That's what I call you. Swear DNA? Swerdna? I go with Swerdna. Correct me if I'm wrong, brother. But congratulations. You've got some beans. I know you know how to get a hold of me. I'm just writing this down. The No Joke. I will get these sent out to you. Just, again, give me your mailing address. You can reach out to me. My Instagram is down below. The best way really is just go to my website. There is the support@chadwestport.com email there. Hit me up on that. And I'm getting caught up on those emails as well. Again, being away for a week sometimes kind of throws things off, and I'm just getting back to everything. Emails, comments, direct messages, figuring out this StreamYard thing. I also have some very, very major real life stuff going on too. So yeah, it's good stuff. Good times. Thank you, guys. And again, we've got the big bag of beans. We'll be giving away some more stuff here later. But let's keep going with the questions. I appreciate you guys getting them in. Do you find it easier to mess them up on purpose or by accident? Probably on accident, honestly. Like, we can stress test things and we know kind of what to expect and what's going to happen. So we kind of look for the signs. We look because, there's like beginning of a problem. You may have a problem. You got a problem and you're fucked. So I usually can kind of see, about the you may have a problem or you're about to have a problem point. And I can, kind of ease back on something if I need to. But it's those ones that just catch you completely off guard. Like you don't actually know it's a problem till you're like, damn, that's a problem. So yeah, that's by accident, maybe a little bit easier if you're not paying attention to things, because that just happens. Kind of speaking of, though, one of the things, again, what the hell did I just do with it, man? I had it in my hands. Are you kidding me? Here it is. Kind of, yeah, kind of along those lines. One of the things that I did pick up here at MJBizCon, and everybody's nice to have, this is perfect to frame and hang up in your grow room. This was from 420 Fast Buds, but it's the chart that we've all seen online. We've all read it in the cannabis encyclopedia books. It's copied many places over, but it's kind of a cool poster to have and hang in the grow room, because like I was just saying, it kind of gives you like, you may have a problem, you're getting a problem, oh, you're screwed. So always good to look at things kind of incrementally, but this was a badass poster. They were just giving them away for free, which a lot of booths give free stuff away. It's a swag bag dreamland at some of these conferences, but yeah, this is going to go in the frame. It's going to go on the wall in the grow room. I kind of already have a lot of it committed to memory in my head. but it's great reference just to look at and to always keep in mind. So this is a cool swag item that I got over at MJBizCon. Let's see here. American Cheddar Cheeks. Good to see you. Huckleberry Hill. Cross that muffin too. Huckleberry Hill is another breeder genetics place to look at if you are just curious, want to try something new. They make fantastic stuff. I know Dakota from Homegrow TV just did an interview with Huckleberry Hill Farm. I've started it, got busy, couldn't finish it because I actually wanted to watch it, not just listen to it. So check that episode out as well. That's going to be a good one. J5 kind of nailed it here. He says, oh yeah, and stay away from things with con in the name. So one of the biggest kerfuffles this year at MJBizCon is, again, first of all, guys, this is a B2B conference. That's a business to business conference. They're not there to sell single items. They're not there to cater to the home grower. They're not there to nickel and dime. They want to write contracts for 10,000 units. They want to write contracts for 300 lights. That is the whole point of MJBizCon. It's a business to business thing. But in the past, they've done a decent job of helping promote the culture, or at least supporting it. I mean, if you saw any of the videos from like Hi Again or Matt Strange Show or I Can THC, from the Stash Guys, if you've seen any of the videos from the previous years, everybody's out on the patio, smoking their joint, sharing it. Hey, dude, check out what I grew. That's community. That's culture. And honestly, just looking at all the footage from last year, I'm like, damn, I'm going to go next year. So I did. It was my first year. It's my last year. But first day, started out Wednesday. And Wednesday afternoon, we're all out on that porch. We're smoking. They've got a DJ. They've got food trucks. There's just hundreds of people out there. That was the meetup spot for all of us. We get to see each other, see the name tags, and be like, yo, what's up? You're that dude, which is freaking awesome. And really why to go to events is you get to connect a lot of the names and the faces and shake their hand. But so we're all out there smoking. We're cool. We're good. And actually, let me try to find this product. So we're out there. We're smoking. We're enjoying life. And I was like, all right, man, I'm high. So I went back inside because my point of going to MJBizCon was to see what is smart about the next person. And these big companies, they spend millions of dollars on research and development. They're there to show their newest tech. They're there to show the latest stuff. They want to impress you with what they've discovered. So as a home grower, I know that it doesn't directly relate to me, but if I could see what's smart about them or what they're doing or what they've discovered, then it's on me to find out how that can benefit the home grower. And so really that's why I was there. I wanted to go to all of the different booths, see what I could learn about things. And the meeting the people obviously was a big drawing factor too. And I ran into more people than I thought I would, and some people that I never thought I would, which was really freaking cool. And we could get into that too. But I was outside with everybody on that first day in the afternoon, just smoking. And a lot of people love sharing weed. I'm no exception, but I couldn't turn around without anybody, try this, try this, try this. I obliged, but I got to the point where I was like, shit, dude, I just got here. I need to do some stuff. So I kind of ducked out. I ducked inside and I started going around to the different booths. And one of the booths that I stopped at, and again, this is not an endorsement because I have not tried this product. I'm actually very skeptical of this product, which is why I grabbed it. So what this is it's called High Knot Recovery Shot, Ease Your High. And basically what this is supposed to do is make you less high. right? It's supposed to kind of bring you down. And there are some terpenes out there. I'm sure you may have heard of, the like peppercorns can bring you down, like pine nuts can kind of bring you down. And actually there are some like terpene derived. It says so deionized water, alpha pinene, sodium citrate, citrulline, L-theanine, potassium citrate, citric acid, tyrosine, beta caryophyllene, potassium sorbate, piperine extract, and limonene. That's actually what's in here. So if you're familiar with terpenes, you heard at least 4 or 5 in there. But I stopped by this booth. They didn't really want to give me the time of day because, again, I'm honest with people. They're like, oh, so who are you here for? And who do you represent? I'm like, bro, I'm just a home grower and an educator. I'm just trying to find some cool stuff. And like, okay, not going to write an order. Kind of blew me off, but that's, again, it's a business to business thing. I should expect these things. Anyways, I grabbed their product because I wanted to call bullshit on it, but I haven't tried it yet because as I made my way around, and then I had this in my hand based off my previous experience from that patio at MJBizCon. I said, you know what? I'm going to go back out there and get really freaking baked and then take this shot and see if it does anything. So got this, worked my way out back to the patio. Rob from CLTV, Pigeons 420, Mr. Grow It, Matt Strange Show, ICANN THC, Blazing Arizona, Macho Grams, Saul Bunyan, 420 things. A lot of people sitting out there. We started to spark, and up came security, and they said, no cannabis smoking. We're like, what? So it's long story short, even though it's already been a long one, because I love to talk, you couldn't smoke cannabis anymore at the MJBizCon event. Now, side note, you walk out that front door 20 feet into the parking lot, you can smoke there all day long. So yeah, there was smoking, guys. You could go in and out, no problem. There was smoking, but it wasn't as it was intended. They really cracked down on it. And I think it was Don from CannaCon, where, Friday or Thursday, we noticed that now next to the patio doors, they have these huge, like 6-foot printed proper sign stands that says no cannabis consumption. And we're just like, damn, they printed that crap overnight. Like, seriously, they spent over $1,000 at least on these no cannabis consumption things. So that put a damper on it for a lot of people. It was right next to the vault, which is where the seeds and genetics were. That's where I spent a lot of time. We'll cover a lot of that today because I learned some cool things, met some cool people. But that really was where the culture was. Cultivation wing was way separated, which was weird because, again, I wanted to go to the cultivation section to see the lights, the fans, the trimmers, the machines. I wanted to, again, see what I can learn. But that was way far separated, and I hit that place totally. And then there was the retail section, which was just booth after booth after booth after booth of vape carts, different kinds of vape carts, different lights, different shapes, cool freaking rub your whatevers. I almost said something bad. It was just dumb, dude. Again, not anything that I'm interested in, but as a business, it applies. So you had the retail, and then you had packaging, which was just row after row after row of different packaging. And actually, I did stop at one of them because they had decent small, so like cannabis packaging. So like this, different designs, different boxes, anything that you can imagine. Whoop, that's his card in there. But, you'd put something in there. A lot of cool stuff. And this was a sample I grabbed because actually I did wind up talking to one company out of all of them because they had really cool little things. I was like, hey, I could probably use that for seeds. That would look really cool. Again, I'm not about spending a whole bunch of money on packaging because guess what? It gets passed on to you guys. There's a lot of genetics out there that freaking have just the most ornate packaging that I'm like, bro, you spent at least 20, $30 on that material. So I know it's $50 into your price. Guys, that's more expensive than anything I sell on the website. So I'm conscious of keeping the price down, but it had some cool packaging. So I actually stopped. I talked to them. They gave me this sample and I was like, it's a cool little box. I'll just keep it for myself. Little souvenir. But yeah, so cultivation side, the retail, the packaging, and then you had the vault, which was where a lot of the people that we know, we look up to, that's kind of where they were hanging out. Bunch of Chads everywhere, even though I am a Chad and I was at the trade show. So yeah, that was that. So they banned cannabis consumption. That's why a lot of people are like, it was a bust, it was a con, because as vendors, they were told they could do certain things which they weren't allowed to. You couldn't really show flower, but we were walking around trading flower all day long. So what they don't see, they don't know, right? Cool, man. Let me scroll down here. Holla. Good to see you, Holla. It says, Sir Chadwick of Longlock to all you peasants. Show some respect. Holla's got the best beer in the business, man. I can't even keep up. It's good to see you. Scrolling down here, just looking for any cues, any questions. And again, tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the new Patreon, we're going to do a Patreon exclusive. And any of you that are in the paid tiers, part of your perks is, hey, ask a question. I'll answer one or two every month for you. And I put up a thread there. So if you guys go, you type in your question. Well, that's what we're talking about tomorrow. Yeah, I'm seeing some good crosses in here, mentioning that root beer, Lit Farms, Skunk Tech, solid breeders, you guys. Okay, I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom here. Dang, chat is active today. You guys deserve some beans, man. Let's do that again. Let's put up something here. So these are from a few weeks ago. We had a guest, Mr. Spliff of Cannabis, and he wanted to hook all of you guys up. So he sent me a big bag of beans to give away. I will get them mailed out, and we'll see what's happening. Real quick. That's cool. I just pulled this one. This one's what we're going to play for. I'll announce it in a second. But this is a pretty important and interesting topic that Benjamin Grow Up brings up. Yo, Westport, I heard Trump might actually sign Schedule 3 this weekend, and we are halfway through. Heard that for 10 years, but never this intense. You think it's going to be another hot hair? So here's the thing. He said 4 or 5 months ago that he was going to do something within 2 weeks. We're 4 to 5 months later. Maybe they had to consolidate some political will in the Senate and House to get everybody on board with it, or at least enough people on board with it to where it wouldn't turn into a divisive issue within that party. We're in such a weird quandary right now. Like, descheduling is the ultimate answer. Descheduling is what we want. But rescheduling is better than nothing. I mean, there's multiple avenues I could go down with that, but it's better than nothing. It's more of a benefit for the existing businesses that are already in this, because they're going to get tax breaks, which they should already have, being a normal business. It's going to give FDA oversight, which for the small craft grower will be interesting to see if there is an FDA level of compliance that every grow or laboratory must now adhere to, because that's going to push out a lot of legitimate business owners who, I mean, federal regulations are never cheap and they're never a short list. So if you've just kind of been hanging on as like a mom and pop grower, and they decide, which hasn't been said, but if they decide that every legal license holder must now meet particular parameters. Again, FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. So let's say you're making edibles. Well, is your kitchen FDA compliant? You may have to spend some extra money. So it'll be interesting. Do I think it'll happen? Frick, man. I hope so, but we've been like carrot and stick so many times that until it's done, I won't believe it until it's done. And even when it's done, then there's probably going to be a court battle over it. And will the judge leave it in place until that court battle ends, or will the judge block it until the court battle can happen and then gets a judgment? So even if it's signed, man, doesn't mean it's a done deal. But I'm hopeful because, again, it's better than nothing. Has its drawbacks, definitely does, especially if you care about craft growers. But it's going to open up a lot of things. So we'll see. Hopefully, again, through that will come descheduling, decriminalization, because that is ultimately our goal. Big Nug, are you planning on developing another strain? Absolutely. Constantly working on that. I personally like to try to get at least a few degrees away from the original cross, or have something that I've worked on and introduced myself before I kind of put something out as my own. I don't want to just take, the Mean Gene and the Skunk Tech, put it together and be like, boom, here's my creation. I always like to go a couple steps further because that allows me to kind of select for something I'm looking for to put my own spin on it. It's going to be something a little bit different. So always working on things, man, but good things do take time. Unfortunately, we can't speed up the plant. I wish we could, man. Hey, that's why I love that blueberry muffin, man. So I do that. All right. Do I do discount codes for No Joke? I don't, because they are cheaper than any comparable genetics out there. So the sale is already built into the price. Thank you for asking. I always feel weird for saying, no, I don't discount it, but I'm confident that $40 for 7 regular seeds of the quality that you'll get from No Joke, I honestly don't think you could find something comparable out there. So I'm comfortable with saying I don't, even though it's weird, because I'm trying to get more people growing, man. I'm trying to get good genetics in people's hands. And so that's what we're about to do here. Let's give away some beans. So Mr. Spliff of Cannabis, again, he has sent me a whole big bag, and I grabbed this one out. This one is called Elon's Musk. It is Gelato 33 crossed with the Duwamish Diesel. So probably some creamy, probably some sour in here. It's actually a very interesting cross. Let me go back to my giveaway tool and put 3 is the word. All right, so type 3 into the chat. Oh, it hasn't popped up yet. If you are in the US and you would like to play for the pack of Elon's Musk Gelato 33 crossed with the Duwamish Diesel, and you can only pronounce Duwamish if you're from Washington. Duwamish is probably way over its banks right now, man. We've been having just a little bit of rain. Where I'm at, though, we're good. We're fine. Nothing bad. So let me, gee whiz, man, put up the screen. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it worked. Okay, good. Go ahead and type 3 into the chat if you are in the US and you'd like to play for those pack of beans. Let me adjust the screen here. Boom. All right, I'll leave it up like that. Dang it. It just went to the bottom and there was a question I had queued up. This is a different one, but he says, you said the No Jokes was 7 regs. I think you meant to say femmes. Yes, you are absolutely correct. I didn't even catch that myself. So thank you for catching that. Yeah, the No Joke is femmes, which means, again, you're going to get all female plants. You don't have to sex the plants. Every one you plant is something that will produce medicine for you in the end. Again, male plants, they don't produce the buds, they don't produce the flowers that we enjoy, but they produce pollen sacs and pollen that will get on our females and create new beans. So that is a huge benefit of the regulars, but the biggest benefit of the femmes, which most people want, particularly people growing for their own medicine, people who have maybe a 4-plant limit, a 6-plant limit. You don't want to put 6 beans in the soil and then all of a sudden, man, I got 4 males. So now I'm only going to have 2 to harvest when I expected to harvest 6. That's big benefit for the feminized. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of just scrolling through here trying to get back. I made the mistake of putting in a keyword and then all you guys are awesome and you're entering, but now I've got to scroll all the way back up to try to find that question. It was a good question too from a regular person that is always in the show. Dang, I wanted to get to that. That Chonky caught me too. Dang, I guess I really did say the no joke we're regulars. That's awesome. You guys are on point, man. Thank you. I appreciate that because yeah, they are femmes. Big difference there. Big difference. Well, okay. I think I give up on trying to find that question because there's a lot of you in here and y'all are participating, which is the point. So yay for you guys and yay for me. Sorry for the person who had the good question, who regularly watches the show. I just can't get back to it. Okay, go to the bottom. Go to the new comments. So we're giving away some beans here. What are some of the things that I picked up at MJBizCon? So we will start with let's start with this bag. All right, these are from a person y'all might know. Frankie, shout out to Frankie's. Hooks me up with some cookie cutters, right? It's 420 somewhere and a little bong. So maybe for Christmas, I will make some bong sugar cookies. These are pretty freaking awesome. And he didn't have a booth. He was just walking around handing them out to people. Very freaking cool. Here's his, contact information there. FNJ_designs with a Z. But yeah, he made these. He was passing those out, which are freaking cool. Shout out to him. And he also was making I grabbed 2 of them. But it's cool. So okay, the MJBizCon 2025 by Hi Again official. So they weren't even there, but these clips were something that they designed very intelligently to solve a problem. And actually, they used these on the No Joke that they grew. They did a video series for it. I have some of the highlights on my channel. They've got the full episode on their channel where they did the seed to harvest. And oh God, the sexy spin shots of the No Joke. Tremendous job. But these clips, so they were going out of town to Spannabis and they used these self-watering bases. Now, that self-watering base wasn't going to be able to hold enough water for the duration that they were gone. So what Neil had done, and again, just hats off to him for the intelligent move there, he got a 5-gallon bucket and he put that self-watering base on top. But, it kind of moved around. Came up with these clips, clipped it right to the bucket, plant went on top, they went away to Spannabis, they came home, and it worked like a dream. So being the awesome person that they are, they put the design up online for anybody with a 3D printer to go ahead and make their own. And Frankie's grabbed that, printed a whole bunch up, and was handing these out as well. And again, he was giving credit to Hi Again because they kind of came up with that design, but Frankie's was the one who designed it. So shout out to him for that, for these. Again, we're going to be making some cookies with that. Yeah, Macho says Hi Again was there in spirit. Definitely. So yeah, shout out to Hi Again for these at the conference without even being there. So, oh, hey, shout out. Frankie's is in the chat. What's up, buddy? We're getting some sugar cookie action, dude. We're getting some sugar cookies. Much love, dude. It was good to meet you in person. Again, another person who has been in the community for a while, someone who I've seen around constantly, interacted with in chat, get to see him, get to hang out. And actually, we hang out outside of the event as well. We had some fun kind of running around town, going to some different hotels, seeing some different things, grabbing some burgers. Macho was there, Sal was there. There's a lot of people there. So it was a good time. So that's something that I got there. We're gonna go to these sexy boys right now. So this was pretty cool. The Grandmaster LED was actually my first stop. Spartan Grown, who again we have spent hours talking face to face, but online over the years. I love what he does. He's a huge advocate in his community. He gets out. He goes to the House. He goes to the senators. He talks with these people. He makes their information available for other people to do it. He's a dude who walks the walk. So I saw a picture that he was there as part of the booth. So when I walked in the first day, again, cultivation was way over there. Everything else was way over here. I looked to my right and was like, I'm going to go find the Grandmaster LED booth real quick, say what's up to my brother Spartan. And I did. That was my first stop. Actually, not the first person I saw on my way walking over there. I got to meet Brian. And this was very awesome. So you guys may have seen this book, Yield Science from Brutana Plant Science. This is a fabulous book. And again, I did an episode on it before. Kind of like the Cannabis Encyclopedia. It walks you through the things that you need to know. It has more information than a generic beginner book, but it doesn't overload you with too much detail. Like, it gives you what you need to know and then something to think about and learn more on. So actually, as I was walking down, I saw the Grandmaster LED booth, and then here comes Brian. So we saw him, and again, I'm just trying to get to the back here because we stood and we talked for a little while. And again, one of the things that I really enjoyed about this book is the pictures, the colored pictures. And for a lot of the like training techniques and the topping, he puts different like arrows and lines and basically how to do it in here. So I'm a very visual learner, and this book is very visual in the end. It has a lot of good stuff. And again, here's some like plant diagnosis. I mean, if you guys look at that leaf, you could probably be like, ooh, that looks kind of like aphids on there. So you get to see a bunch of different things. But anyway, so that was the first person that I saw on my way over to the Grandmaster LED booth. And again, the book is Yield Science from Yield Science Co. You can find that online. But yeah, so I was walking over there, talked to him, and actually, dude, I've got some bud from him that I should smoke during the show. It's freaking a fabulous bud. Where did I do that? Oh, it's in my backpack. Yeah, Garage Grow. I like pictured books too. I can't read. Hey man, you're not the only one. But for me, if you show me once, most of the time I get it and I could do it again. But if I have to read the book, and I read all the time, but it usually takes me 3 or 4 passes before it fully sets in. And that's why for me, when I'm trying to explain things or I'm trying to help somebody, I try to paint a picture. I want people to have practical application. I want to give you something where you can be like, oh yeah, that thing, this thing, I get this result. And then you can go and do that yourself that same day. You can try it out. You can see if you liked it, didn't like it, whatever. So that is a big thing to me, and picture's worth 1,000 words. So when you're telling you, say, okay, you need to cut it about 6 inches from the top and you want to take off all the side things. Well, dude, if you put a picture with arrow, and a line, my mind makes it a little bit easier. Cheddar Bob, you were not at MJBizCon. You were not. I don't believe it for a second, bro. Don't believe it. Because if you were, I would have smelled you. I would have found you. I'd have given you a big old hug and then suplexed you on the floor. Oh, yeah. So, okay. So I went over to the Grandmaster LED booth. Shout out to them. Shout out to LV Closet Med Grower. Sorry, I got that wrong there. Dude, he's a fantastic grower, an award-winning grower, a very knowledgeable guy. He's repping the Grandmaster LEDs. Got to meet him in person, which was freaking rad. Had a good conversation there. Anyways, so I grabbed they gave me numerous things. They gave me a nice hoodie, which I'm not showing right now because, well, this is a Spider Farmer sponsored show. And that hoodie actually came in handy. It got a little cold there at night. But so these glasses, these are sick pair of glasses. Okay. Cheddar Con 2026. Exactly. Cheddar was not there, man. Oh, hey, different pair of glasses, which I'm stoked about to have too. But so these Maven glasses, they came in a fancy little space pouch. And he was, handing these out to some people that come up to the booth. Because again, when you're in a big hall and 30-40% of the people are LED companies, that shit gets bright, dude. So there were good reasons to be walking around with glasses, especially if you were working one of those booths. But dude, these things are sexy, bro. I should take the plastic off, but I forgot what he said. They were styled as like a Fendi or a Prada glasses. It was kind of modeled after. But yeah, look at that stuff right there. So these are my new grow room glasses. Styling, profiling. Like they actually got good coverage on the side, which is nice. They're kind of covering the top and the bottom, so I don't really have a bunch of not a whole bunch of light leak. The bill helps. But yeah, these are just some freaking rad swag. They got a nice dark lens, so you can actually look in the grow room. You could actually look at some of the things. But yeah, these were from the Grandmaster LED booth. And they had some cool lighting there. That was one of the lighting companies that I actually took time to talk to, asked some questions of Spartan. Spartan had great answers for me. Again, we were able to relate some of the commercial applications of their equipment to the home grower. All very intelligent guys there, and that's kind of their background, where they came from. They all work commercially. They all understand the big business game, but they also understand what the home grower is looking for and what they want. So, yep, nice fatty pair of glasses here. I'm going to put these back in the bag. But shout out to them, because again, there's a lot of awesome swag that goes on at these trade shows because everybody wants to, give out their products, get their logo out there. It's another free form of advertising. But samples, again, for vendors, because a lot of people who go, they may not be the final word of the purchasing decision. So it's always handy if you could go back to, the Chads and be like, so here's what we got. Here's what we like about it. Do we want to place an order for 10,000 of them? So stoked. Always good to have grow room glasses, guys, like blue blockers. Those are the shit. Actually, that's what I have in there now for grow room glasses, because I could put them on over my glasses, and they got a rim here and a rim here, so they don't actually have any bleed. And I got those when I was working commercially, and to this day, I'm still not sure if I was supposed to give those back when I left the company, but nobody said anything, so I still have them, and they work, but these are a suitable replacement. But one other pair of glasses that I got, which I was pretty freaking stoked on, part of the gang now, guys. Y'all have probably seen them. Ooh, it's even sealed too. Maybe I should leave it sealed, and then it's like the collector's item. But no, y'all have seen this. From the stash. There you go, guys. I got the official glasses that the Pigeons and the Robs and the Mr. Growitz wear on the show. So if they ever invite me back on the show, I'm going to show up in these. I'm going to be part of the gang. So I'm very stoked to have those. Again, it's like a collector item to me, because we all know who they are. We all seen their shows. They've been doing it for a long time. It's kind of a signature thing that they have, is the from the stash and the glasses. So I'm stoked to have a pair myself. I like collecting things. If you guys haven't noticed by any of the shows that I've done, I collect stuff, and sometimes I go overboard. Let's go for some other stuff in here. So so swag bags again. Everybody's just giving crap away. So swag bag is the best form of advertisement, because even if you have products from like different companies in the bag, all people see when you walk around is just the bag. So of course, the bigger and more obnoxious it is, the better your advertising. So Raw, we've got Raw here. Raw had a big booth. The funny looking dude from Raw was there. Yay for him. His level of excitement is off the charts. It's organic. No. So yeah, they were giving out papers and stuff. I don't even think I grabbed any papers from them, but grabbed the bag, just kind of started out. I figure I could give that away to somebody who really enjoys their Raw papers. Sensi Seeds was out there. Obviously, they had a booth. Sensi Seed always giving away stickers and bags and stuff like that. So grabbed one for myself, grabbed one for my wife. Got some Sensi Seed bags here. Those are always fun. This was the winter bag, actually, though. This red vinyl. This is what I used on the first day. Went back to my hotel. I was like, there's no way I could fit all this stuff back with me. So I stopped collecting things after the first day. LJ Jones, great question, brother. This was hilarious. So his question, were there any lighters after P went through? Bro, you want to talk about locusts? I think it was the Friday or one of the final days. I had saw them out in the hall, and we're like, yeah, let's go back to the vault. Let's go smoke a J on the patio until they tell us we can't. And as we were walking down, he was telling me about his lighter collection. And if you guys saw his video, the Tea with P, he was on the other night, he counted out, he brought 84 lighters home. Guys, we were taking bets. Like, he wasn't even going to make it through TSA. No, he did. He got it all home. 84 or 87, something ridiculous lighters. So were there any left after they came through? Again, we were walking down the path, and somebody saw the Bic booth and like, Bic booth. And then it was just like all of them. Just like, hey, this one's cool. Hey, that one's cool. Oh, I've never tried this before. Why don't you put it in their pockets? It's like scavenging the whole place, dude. I thought it was kind of funny. The lady who was working the booth was just sitting there like, damn, okay. But I did get a few lighters from that. And actually, in that exact instant is when I got my toker poker. So they gave me toker poker, which is handy because, again, that thing comes out. I use my little chillin' pipe. So this actually cleans it out really nice and good. Supposedly that end is to pack your bowl down. You put your lighter in here. So I did. I left with this one. I got a wake and bake one, and it has cookies on the bottom, so I'm probably going to throw that one under a train. Then I got one for my wife. It's got a cute little sloth that says, just hanging. So I did. I grabbed a few. I like to try to keep it reasonable. But yeah, dude, bro, he came home with all the lighters. And then there was a clipper. This was in one of the swag bags. Clippers are fine, but dude, Bic is where it's at. If you're any self-respecting stoner doesn't use anything other than a Bic, guys. I mean, these, come on. How many times does that wheel pop off? The flint goes boom, or you like set it too high or too low, and there goes your eyebrows. Like, y'all know how dangerous these lighters are, man. Bic or nothing, man. Bic for life. Bic life. Right? So yeah, I did get a couple lighters while I was there, but damn, nothing compared to what Pigeons had there. So let's put this back up here again. I'll roll this here in a second. Elon's Musk, if you're in the US, Gelato 33 crossed with the Duwamish Diesel, and that is from Northwest Preservations, which is Mr. Spliff of Cannabis. You can find him on YouTube under Mr. Spliff of Cannabis. So yeah, got this. Let's see. I should load a freaking bowl for myself here. All right, here's more paperwork from that higher knot, that recovery shot. And I still need to get really, really freaking baked and then try this just to see if it actually does anything, affects my high. Something, hey, maybe I could recommend it. I would like to actually try this now that I'm thinking about it, because body chemistry works differently, like whether you're inhaling it or eating it. Like, I wonder if this has equal effects on somebody who's taken too many edibles or somebody who's taken too many dabs. Like, that's actually an experiment I would like to try, and try it two different ways, because most times it's the edibles that get people. And that might be a good product for it. Let's see here. Question. Thanks again for putting question in front of it. I'm trying to kind of see everything. Has anyone else noticed that Bics don't last as long as they used to? I'm glad you say that, because it doesn't make me feel like such a stoner. I go through Bics faster than it seems like they used to, so there may be truth to it. I know, like temperature, whether it's cold or whether it's hot, is actually going to affect the amount of fluid in the lighter. But that's a good question. I've not consciously thought of it that way, but thinking back, they do seem to last a little bit less. And I mean, hey, when it's wrapped up like this, dude, it could be like a bag of chips, bro. It could be like full to here instead of up here. So good question. Anybody in chat, what do you guys think? What is your take on that? That's interesting. I wonder if we're like cracking the code right here. That's interesting. I don't know where I don't want to go, but Penny says, believe me, Chad, you don't want to go there. Hey, if it's cold and it involves a jacket, I'm not that interested. So yeah. Big have no fuel. It's what? Shout out to you, my friend. Okay, so maybe another person supporting the great big conspiracy of 2025, dude. We're cracking the code. Bic, what's up? Somebody send them a letter, man, an angry letter. Doug with the most random questions. Love you, man. Question. Has Chad, the host, ever considered cutting his hair, and what the results in life would be? I've wanted to cut my hair many, many times, because every day is the longest it's ever been. I've always been, like skateboarding, physically active. I've always had like really short hair. And then I kind of grew it out a little bit when I had to get a job after my previous one. The job I got was working in a commercial grow facility, so it didn't really matter. I was under huge banks of lights all day, multiple rooms. I'm just going to shave my head again. My wife said, no, you're not. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, no shaved head. I'm like, get the heck out of here. I'm stubborn. This is the end result. But yeah, there's been many times, whether you're choking on it in your sleep, it gets caught in the freaking window. Like, dude, there's drawbacks to long hair. But she won't let me. So not going to happen. Repentance Garden, will you ever bring back your chud? I just bid for the harvesting level members of the Patreon, because I only had my personal supply left. I don't have the same Afghani #1 to recreate it. I still have seeds from the pack of the Afghani #1 that I used to create it. But again, like I was saying earlier in the show, you're never going to get 100% back to the exact same thing. So I could recreate a new iteration of it. It'd be interesting to see if we get the same great results, but no, I only had a couple hundred left myself. I made 15 packs of 6 seeds, put those up in the Patreon. And again, your tiers kind of state, okay, you have access to it. And then if there's some left after a week, you have access to it, and then you. But those all got snatched up. So yeah, there's still a couple people in the harvesting tier that I have to reach out for and get them their pack. So thank you for asking. Chud is an amazing plant. It's just baby arm big all over the place, indoor, outdoor. It's an awesome one. So yeah, I went through my personal supply. I still have probably like 50, 60 for myself, but those are for myself because those were regular seeds. I actually want to go back and use those in future breeding projects because I know what that adds to offspring. So yeah, I'm going to continue to work with chud. Yes. But the actual chud itself, I can't recreate exactly, although I could recreate it with very similar things. But I would probably, the son of chud or the bud of chud, something, it would have a new name, but play off the original. Question here. What's up, Grow Ohio? Good to see you. Question, you know where a guy can get that old school rock bud skunk? You know, the shit that killed the fish in the tank in the next room. I wish I did. I wish I did. No, I don't. A lot of people say they have it. A lot of people say they don't. So I've tried a few and I was like, nope. But probably one of the closer ones actually is Fourth House Genetics. That's someone who you can look at. They've been a guest in the past on the show, Fourth House Genetics, Daniel. But skunk is his passion. That's all he works with. He's collected skunks from all the different breeders who say they have it. He's run them, selected, chucked, crossed. So that's like his passion. Check him out if you're looking for some skunks. So yeah, Fourth House Genetics. Good one to check there, but no, I've not seen it at all. Love to find it though. Always on the hunt. Let's see here. Question real quick from Kazomi. Have you ever tried watering with carbonated water? No, I haven't. One concern would be, is there sugar or dyes or anything else mixed into it? If not, if it's just purely carbonated, then the acidity of it would be pretty high. So I imagine the pH of that would be, I mean, like most soda, most carbonated beverages are around like 4.0 pH. And if you were to give your plants 4.0 water, your root zone's going to be really pissed really quick. So I've not tried it myself, but the idea of, injecting like oxygen or the carbonation into the soil, into the root zone, I could see a potential benefit, but I think the drawbacks outweigh the benefits on that one. Could be wrong though. Again, I've not tried it myself, but that's my initial thoughts there. Tazarello, what's up, buddy? Are you going to decorate your grow room? Good question. Damn. No is the answer, but yes, that would be fun. I decorated my tree out here, but nothing in the grow room. And I'm kind of wrapping things up in my grow room right now. So we'll see here. Probably another month. I'm going to know some more. So we'll see. But no, I hope you decorate yours though. And I hope you send pictures, and I hope you get on the Garden Cultivation Network and show your garden, because that's always fun to watch people up there. I saw you up there the other night. So again, shout out to you. Question. Did you know you could pull out the wheel on the clipper for a double poker? Yeah. See, that's like the clever thing about these clipper lighters. Can't get it right now. Okay, whatever. See, again, I also don't like the square wheel. You can kind of see it's square as opposed to round. Like you do this enough and it like gets my thumb. See, it's dented, bro. It's dented. But yeah, I do have some clippers, guys. I've collected clippers. You get your memorable ones. So this everybody, dude. So I actually got called out in Amsterdam, or the Netherlands in general. I got called out for being an American because I had a Bic. And it's totally true. Nobody has Bics. Nobody uses Bics over there. It's always clippers. So I thought that was kind of funny when the guy said that to me. I handed him the lighter. He's like, "You American?" I'm like, "Yeah." Because I tell everybody I'm Canadian. No, just joking. But he's like, "Yeah," and he kind of told me about that. And then I started observing everybody. I'm like, "Damn, okay." But yeah, so like Barney's Farm, I got this at the Barney's Farm in Amsterdam. So I held on to that one. Well gone. Sensi Seeds, picked this up at the shop in Amsterdam. Sensi Seeds, again, it's another clipper, still works. And of course, backup lighters. So I do have a few clippers, but all day, every day, I will take a Bic. Give me the Bic. I don't even know what I was doing, so that's probably a good time for me to load a bowl and give away some seeds. John Lindsay says, if you look at the white lighters, they are half full, which I guess, yeah, you kind of can with the light. You can kind of hold them up and see it. But if you're a stoner, man, white lighters are bad luck. You're not supposed to smoke with a white lighter. Bad thing can happen if you smoke with a white lighter. That's something that I've always known. We've always lived by. Has anybody else heard that one? Is anybody else like the white lighter voodoo? Because I purposely avoid white lighters. And there's been a few coincidental things that have happened. The few times I've smoked with white lighters, bad shit has happened. And I'm like, dude, it was the white lighter. So let me know if you guys have heard that or live by that, or maybe it's just a weird Chad Westport, Washington thing. But I didn't make it up, man. It was told to me, and then I just became a believer. Doug, cheap lighters for the win. No, there's nothing worse than having a lighter but not being able to smoke a bowl because the freaking wheel's frozen or the flint flipped out, or yeah, horrible stuff. Dad's 10. Bic Lawyer is writing Chad a strongly worded email as we speak. Yeah. I'm big upping the Bics, man. I'm all for the Bics. The Clippers, they may not like me, but they're solid. Oh, that's freaking awesome. Good question. It says, how often do you go to Merida, and do you know what strains grow best there? Merida is kind of like the capital region for the Yucatan in Mexico. Merida is where the main airport or international airport is. Beautiful city. Maybe every year, every 2 years, we go through Merida as part of our adventures into the Yucatan. More equatorial type things, more things that are good at drought stress, because there's not a whole bunch of water that gets dropped from the sky out there, although there is. But it's more desert than like where I'm at here. It's a warm climate, doesn't get too cold at night. You get the sun year round. You have to worry about the hurricane season, September, which is kind of usually about harvest time. But yeah, they pull it off. I don't specifically know of anything by name that works there, but I'm actually right now growing and about to harvest some of the flower that I experienced in the Yucatan last time. Good old stuff, had some seeds in it, so I'm growing them out right now. Good question though, man. That's awesome. Merida, beautiful city. I'm looking at some art right now that I picked up. Wow, yeah. God, what's the name of that place? It's Jazz Breakfast every Sunday. It's a pink place, but you eat breakfast, a tremendous breakfast. They have a jazz band playing out on the patio. Sundays, they close down a big section of downtown Merida, or at least one street, and a lot of vendors come out there. The same guy, Lobo, he's been there selling his art on the sidewalk for at least 5 years. I picked some up from him the first time, and then the last time I went out there, he was there again. And let's see, I picked up a nice big piece, so that's from Lobo. Picked that up on the sidewalk of Merida. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Appreciate the question. All right, let's see. I'll be growing braids. No, I have not done braids yet. Nor have I done cornrows, but it's coming, man. There no ponytail. And I am proud to say I have never worn a man bun. Never in my life worn a man bun. I would have to kick my own ass if I did. So just putting that out there. All right, I'll keep scrolling because you guys are probably past that. Nakatomi Plaza. No. Nakatomi Plaza. I have a unicorn poop times cowboy cookies that I want to cross with it. We call it Yippee-ki-yay. That is an awesome idea, an awesome strain idea. No, there's, again, I have a small number of personal beans left. I may put 5 to 10 up on the Patreon. I may do that. That's not a guarantee. That's not a positive. Again, it's part the Westport grape juice, which I still have. The other part of that, the pollen donor, was a Sunday Fun Day, which again, I still have seeds from that original pack of Sunday Fun Day, but I got rid of that male years ago. So I could go back into that pack. I could pull another male, but likely the offspring would be slightly different. So I may get back to that one, but I'm kind of more interested in going back and using the chud because those are regulars. I love what it is. And I can make more beans with that. So no idea, but bravo on the strain name combination there. I'd kind of love to see that happen. I like that. That is a good one. All right, let's give away. Yes. Stanton knows Chud, the movie, Chud 2. So Chud 2 is actually called The Bud of Chud or The Son of Chud, something like that. Something that actually does work with naming another line. But yeah, Chud, awesome, horrible 80s horror movie. So Chud stands for the Cannibalistic Human Underground Dwellers. Cannibalistic Human Underground Dwellers. Now, if that doesn't scream awesome 80s horror movie, I don't know what does. So yeah, that's awesome. Chud. Yeah, Mr. Sparkle's actually a great point here. And Chunky, I think, was going to do this. Because again, they're regulars. You pull a male out of that chud, you pull a female you like out of that chud, dude, put that crap together and make some more. Then hey, that's a way for it to kind of live on. And that's, again, probably something that I'll do as well. But anybody who picks up, genetics from me, please have at it. Make increases, cross it with your favorite strain. Do whatever you like. Really, the only things that most people ask is just like, hey, somewhere give me credit in the name. If somebody asks you, hey, what are the parents? Just tell them, hey, Chud from Chad Westport. That's all we ask. So yeah, that's all. But please do make some seed increases. All right, before we do the giveaway here, I'm going to answer this one because I love the question. Homegrown Exotics TV. Thank you. What inspired you to grow? Much love from upstate. Much love right back to you. And it's a great question because everybody comes into cannabis for different reasons. There are some people who it's an economic decision because they are spending too much themselves, or they're like, hey, I can make some money if I grow enough. For me, it was always medicinal and I guess economic too, because like I didn't have a whole bunch of money to buy. And I mean, there were no stores, dude. You couldn't go buy a gram here and a gram there. It was old school. So you had to have some money to get some stuff, and your selection wasn't as varied as it would be from a store. So I wanted to be self-supportive. And cannabis is a huge benefit to my life. It helps me physically. It helps me mentally. It's, used responsibly. So yeah, that's really kind of my inspiration for growing, is just the ability to do it and provide for myself. And then once you start, you fall in love with the process. You fall in love with the plant. I loved seeing what it could do for other people, which is, a big impetus into getting into the educational aspect of things. Is just, hey man, it's improved my life, and if somebody else can improve their life through it, and I can help be some small facilitator in that, heck yeah, dude. So thank you for the question. That's a good question. And that was kind of the motivation for me there. Let's see here. Let me hide the comment. Okay, I'm going to give these beans away because we got another one to do here in a second. But yeah, if you are in the US and again, you want to play for the pack of Elon's Musk, the Gelato 33 crossed with the Duwamish Diesel from Northwest Preservations, Mr. Spliff of Cannabis, just type 3 into the chat. And if you are the winner, guys, just go into the show notes down below. My Instagram is listed. Also, the website, chadwestport.com. That's where you can actually find my gear, and an email to get a hold of me, too. So those are 2 great ways to get a hold of me there. Let's go ahead and do this drawing. All right, 281 of you. Good luck, everybody. Let me get my pen and paper out. Write down the winner here. Plumber 392. All right. Thank you for joining today. I appreciate you supporting and participating. So Plumber 392, you get the Elon's Musk. All right. So I've got that one written down, and shoot, I am going to take a time to load some. I still got a little token here. Take a toke here. What are you guys puffing on today, man? What are you guys puffing? I am that's the Kool-Aid man from last night that I didn't finish. Okay. So I'm smoking some Kool-Aid man, but that was probably one more token that I will probably load something else up here. All right. Good luck. Congratulations, Plumber. We'll go ahead and we'll do some more giveaways here in a second. What are some other freaking things that I got here? Let's rapid fire through stuff. So, okay. You can't escape a trade expo without just freaking papers and papers and papers. So the zigzag hemps, I grabbed those. So I want to try the hemp, the 1 1/4. I like the 1 1/4 size or the king size. Barney's Farm, again, you kind of collect this one for nostalgia. I've got a bunch of them, but a lot of the European seed packs, it's got your papers on one side and then it's got all your crutches on the other. So a little bit thicker, but also really handy because you don't have to keep ripping off. How many of you just keep going through your zigzags and you keep ripping off a little piece, make your crutch, and then pretty soon you don't even have the front cover on it? So raise your hand if you've done that one. Wired cones, which are interesting, but they're kind of like Rizlas. Rizlas is the one that has the wire down the middle. So as you smoke it, it's probably not that great for you, but it has a little wire at the end so you can kind of fancy instead of worrying about the roach or burning your lips or getting it all over your hand. That was in there, and considering I suck at rolling joints, nice to have some cones. Blazy Susan is actually a company that we carried in our 420 stores here in Washington. So I was familiar with them, and we were one of their Washington clients, limited ones. So they're not in a whole bunch of stores, but we had all their products there. So stop by their booth, grab some papers, but they also had a really cool collaboration with the Grateful Dead. So some Deadhead rolling papers. I thought that was kind of cool. Collect that one. And then Farmer Tom Lorian. He's from Washington State. He's a pretty famous dude as far as commercial grows goes. He's a very big advocate for kind of workers' rights. He's done a lot of things, but I was standing in the line at the Starbucks inside the convention with Strange Show Matt, and he was just, I don't know, you do the cue, right? So, meh, 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 and then you get to the counter. We were passing each other in the cattle line. And he's like, hey, guys, how you doing? Farmer Tom Lorman. Handed some papers. I'm like, yeah, I actually know exactly who you are. Said a few things. And he's like, hey, you do know who I am. So that was kind of a cool meeting. But those, always got to bring back some papers. You can never have too many. And then Blazy Susan, again, they had kind of like, this is full of different tips, or full of the tips. That didn't sound right. But yeah, you slide the box out. You don't get outsmarted by there. I outsmarted the box. But you can see it just kind of has your pre-rolls or your tips in there. So you just roll your paper around that, gives it a nice cone. Already has a filter on there. For the serious joint smoker, you've got this. Man. All right. Let's see what else in here. In the random department, QBD, this was one of the vape cart companies. They were not handing out vape carts, but showing you different designs. They had a 2-in-1. You can load 2.5 grams of different things into the vape cart. So, of course, what says vape cart vendor more than a Bluetooth speaker, right? Right? Plug it in, Bluetooth speaker. Fuck it. It was free. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll take a little Bluetooth speaker. Why not? But it's got their advertising on it. So, job worked for them. Let's see here. Yeah. Fly fishing, man. Love the cones. Easy to fill and go. That's how I roll, dude. That's my style right there. Fill and go if I don't buy the pre-roll. It's one thing I do buy from the store, guys. I'll buy pre-rolls. I know I'm horrible. Okay, so let's see here. What else? What's interesting in here? Okay. Got some Death Row Records matches here. So Death Row has collaborated with Sensi Seeds. They put out genetics. Sensi Seeds also partnered with Aficionado, Leo Stone, who was there behind the booth. Got to talk to him, which was pretty cool because he's a person who has smoked the award-winning Hachimaki grape juice and Westport grape juice concentrate rosin that John, the Grow Space Killa, puts out. On the East Coast. He's had a lot of people, a lot of legends smoking on that one. So it was cool to run into him. And he's, he kind of says like, so what is the Westport grape juice? I just looked at him and he's like, yeah, I know. You can't say. So still out there. Peace of Mind Farming, always good to see you, my friend. Says respect to Aficionado. That's another breeder that made the list, that 50 list we were talking about earlier. Come to booth camp. We have rolling lessons. That would be fun just to go to booth camp to hang out with you guys. So that would be good. Maybe learn a thing or two. Probably not, man. Probably not. I'll never learn how to roll. I can roll with the dollar bill, but just rolling it, no. But let's see. I was going down in here. I was grabbing some. All right, so Rocket Fuel, Soul Seeker Genetics. This was cool. Again, another person I had on the show like 3 years ago when it was the Perfectly Imperfect Grow Show. Ran into him just in the hotel, which was kind of rad. We were door to door. I was this room, he was that room. Didn't plan it, didn't know. That's just how it worked out. Thought it was cool. So we actually spent a few times along with his friend Buttheads, smoking out on the little balcony at the hotel. We had a few sessions out there, but he sent or gave me some. Can't focus there. It's the jet. There it goes. Jet Fuel Time Crescendo. So very stoked to kind of get these going. It's called Rocket Fuel against Soul Seeker Seeds. So that was awesome to see him in person. Again, another person I've never met in person, but have talked to numerous times. So always good. Got these. Stoked to pop those. Also, this one, the Chill Out OG. It's the F4. This one is from Chris, Mr. Grow It. And I had been given a pack of these to give away on the show before, so I didn't feel right about keeping them for myself. I gave them away, but I've never actually grown any of Chris or Mr. Grow It stuff. And he recently grew my No Joke, which was awesome. He actually brought a joint of it to the show, and it was that early Monday or the early first day morning when we're out on the patio. Smelled it. I'm like, yep. Did the dry hit. I'm like, okay, this is the same pheno that I liked is what he pulled. And then we lit it up, we blazed it, and I'm like, it tastes like home, man. I like it. It tastes like home. So he grew out the No Joke. You may or may not see a video. I don't know if he documented the whole grow on that one. But he handed me a pack of his Chill Out OG F4s. So I am finally going to be able to grow it for myself. So shout out to him. I'm going to be popping those in the future. Always good to collaborate and support each other in that method. All right, just a bunch of more random swag, guys, like grinders, one hitters, cartridges. I did my best not to get lanyards. I only grabbed one lanyard because I used it to tie it around the poster to keep it tightly rolled, which was rad. So that's kind of the swag stuff. That's without getting into the information stuff and the stickers, which I love. Again, being a collector, I collect shit. All right, you guys are all going back. You're going back. You're going back. You're going back. You're all going back. It's like Oprah for the bag right now. Okay. Speaking of Oprah and bag, boom. Let's put up another pack of seeds, guys. Let's put up another pack of seeds. Key fobs. I did not get any key fobs there. I didn't. No, I've never seen that as a give out item. But yeah. All right. Was Lit Farms at MJBizCon? I did not see them if they were. And actually that's who I was trying to get to, some of that stuff that I grabbed from the vault, from the seed area, some of the people that I met there. I learned a lot. I had some awesome, genuine interactions, and I got answers to questions I've been trying to answer from some of these more experienced breeders. And it was freaking awesome, like absolutely worth the time. So one of my, like idols is Danny Danko, because I learned so much from him early on when he was a senior editor at High Times, when he had his free weed show, when he had the Let's Be Bud show as well. I always liked his teaching style and his approach to it. And it's something that I've kind of tried to remix or, do myself because I enjoyed it. And he's another person who has smoked the Westport grape juice flower and the Westport grape juice rosin from John, the Grow Space Killer. I've never had the rosin myself, but so many like real big people have. But anyways, I was walking towards the Arcana booth, which I'll get to in a second, because that, as far as genetics, was going to be my highlight of the show, is the Arcana booth and what they're offering. But I was walking on my way there. I'm walking this way. Danny's walking this way. We kind of both cross eyes, and he's like, Chad Westport. I was like, get the out of here, man. Because I've had him on numerous times as well as a guest, but he recognized me, said what's up. We had a great conversation. It was just special moment, again, getting to meet him in person. But we were right by the Arcana booth. And so as I'm talking to Danny for, a good 5-10 minutes, Michael, the owner of Arcana, kind of came over and was kind of standing near us, and Danny went this way and turned around, and Michael's like, hey, we started having a conversation. Dude, again, fascinating. Arcana, we'll get into it in a minute. But ChemDog Greg was there as well. He was one of the people at that booth. They've got the most amazing lineup of breeders. But anyways, ChemDog Greg, guys, it's the dude who pulled the 13 seeds that came with Chem 91, the Chem D, Chem Sis. Like, there's no denying who ChemDog Greg is. I'm talking to Michael Arcana. ChemDog Greg walks up, started talking. I'm like, guys, I need to get a picture, okay? So fanboyed for a second real quick. Got a picture. Super stoked. Yeah, we'll get into that. So let's actually Let's blind draw here. What pack are we gonna go for today? Bear's Dream. All right. We gave one of these away last week as well. So Bear's Dream is the Santa Cruz Blue Dream, which most people agree is the Blue Dream, crossed with the Sour Sage. All right. So let me actually come up with a keyword for you guys to punch in for this one. Discount them real buckets for hemp ban less than a year. Gordon Gilly. Hey, if you're talking about the oh gosh, I have them right here. The real buckets from Scott. Oh, fuck, I can't put anything up because of this stupid StreamYard thing. But anyways, if you're talking about the real buckets, use the discount code Westport when you're over on realgrowers.com. Whether it's your recharge you're looking to get, whether it's the grow dots, whether it's the real buckets, anything on the realgrowers.com website, if you use the discount code Westport, you're going to get automatically 10% off. So yeah, dude, if you're looking for a discount on those things, just type in my discount code and help support the DGC and what Scotty Real is doing out there. Doing real things, man. He had a real close call too the other week, but you guys can go and watch the DGC, the Do Grow show, to find out what I'm talking about. So it's funny. It actually came up in the conversation. One of the conversations we were having, and I was mentioning, Do Grows and, the show and like what they've done for the community, who they are. And he's like, DGC, don't get caught. And I was like, no, Do Grow show, but don't get caught's pretty good too. I don't know. Maybe it really does stand for that at some point or one time. I'm not sure. I've never heard that. But the second he said it, I was all, well, that's interesting. Yeah, and if you are wondering what may have happened out there, DGC, DEA, oh, hey, look at this one. Mr. Scotty Real is in the house. What's up, brother? Good to see you. He says, no, close call. I didn't break any laws. So, yeah, again, Scotty, you're smart, dude. You know what's going on. You know what you're doing. Scary ass situation, though, and well played on your part, but man, that's freaky. So guys, thanks for joining today, Scotty. But guys, head over to the Do Grow show on YouTube and the website dogrows.com. And you'll get the real story, the full story about what's going on. Is that really what it stands for, dude? DGC is don't get caught? That is hilarious. Here I am. I've been a fan for years and I'm still able to learn something new. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, DGK, Dirty Ghetto Kids. That was a skateboard company or clothing company, lifestyle branding. But I do remember them. Shout out Stevie Williams, skateboarder, who actually I think was just on a First Smoke of the Day podcast, which, hey, I ran into Blackleaf while I ran at Blackleaf while I was there. I don't know if you guys have watched. Most of you probably have, but the First Smoke of the Day, excellent podcast. They have like big people, big players on there. Sometimes, man, it's a little too dick strokey and egotistical for me, the people that they have on, but it's always a good story because there's a lot of those people that are in the scene. Those are a lot of the people making the noise, making the waves, doing the thing. So of course they're going to be highlighted because they're tastemakers, but, hilarious. Like I'm a little Joe Schmo here, but I was standing outside talking to my wife at the end of the first day. It's dark. I'm leaning against like this pillar and I see two dudes and Blackleaf walking out and he's got, the cameras in his hands, and Blackleaf is a host if nobody's caught on to that one. But I've always kind of like had that as like a bucket list show because I don't apply there. Like I'm not that big, cool tastemaker, crazy guy, but I honestly feel home growers are the soul of this plant. We're the ones who will hunt things. We will discover things. We don't care if it's commercially viable. We don't care if it looks this way. We are looking for certain things. We're able to do it on a larger scale, even though we're individuals, but on the whole, we're larger. So I always feel that home growers, you guys, myself, we are the soul of this plant. We're going to keep the culture alive. We're going to keep the culture moving forward. And so that's why it's always been a bucket list kind of thing to be on the show, is just because like, yo, you've got all the cool people on here, but let's get to the real ones. It's not as glamorous, I admit, but we're the real ones. We're holding it down any freaking ways. The point of my story was I saw him, and again, I kind of geeked because I'm talking to my wife on the phone. I was like, hold on. And I ran over there with like my car. I was like, yo, I'm the home grower everybody wants on your show. I didn't even give him my name, dude. I didn't even think about it because he did. He put up a post on his Instagram. He's like, so who would you want to see on the show? Me being me. I was like, more Chad Westport. But compared to all of the other suggestions for guests to have on the show and, you know, the people who actually liked it or supported it, I blew everybody's ass out of the water. So I was like, yo, I'm that home grower everybody wants on your show. It's like, oh, hey, what's up? I gave him my card, gave him a hug. He was on his way out. His boys were already down the street. I was like, dude, do your thing. And then I was like, I didn't even tell him my name. So that was kind of a funny one, but I saw him again the next day. I went back to, on the final day, I was hanging out at the Grandmaster LED booth again. Just wanted to say peace out to Spartan and all those guys, and he was there. So I after they finished talking, I was like, hey, by the way, I'm the dude that ran at you last night. I'm that home grower. My name is Chad. Nice to meet you. And, you know, he kind of confirmed. He's like, you know, I don't really have like the smaller people on the show. That's not exactly the format. And that's perfectly fine. Like, that's the honest truth. He's like, I always get shit when I have smaller people on from other people. So I don't think I'm going to be making it on the First Smoke of the Day show, but you can't blame a brother for trying. And yeah, I mean, I do agree. I don't really fit the format there, but dude, home growers, again, we're the soul. We're the most important thing besides the plant. So yeah, we've been doing it before it was a business. We'll be doing it after it's a business. We're going to be keeping that crap alive. So let me stop rambling again. Damn it. Sorry, guys. I'm going to give away some more beans here. I'm just going to type in Blue Dream. So if you guys are in the US and you would like to play for a pack of the Bear's Dream, that Santa Cruz Blue Dream crossed with the Sour Sage, just go ahead and type Blue Dream into the old chat box. Okay, so where are we at right now? God, we're already at 2 hours. So I will save, actually, I'm going to save a lot of this stuff, a lot of the good stuff. Sorry, guys, I'm saving the good stuff for the Patreon, not intentionally. But I have a whole bunch of literature. I have a whole bunch of seed catalogs. I have products that I found interesting there that I wanted to talk about that I'm going to share. We'll do that tomorrow night. So Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's my first exclusive Patreon Live. If you are already a paying member of the Patreon, I put up a thread today. You guys, part of your perks is I am going to answer your questions. So if you have a question, head over to the Patreon. It's just Chad Westport, and find that thread, type in your question. And then tomorrow when we go live, we'll be going through products, seed catalogs, and other things of interest from the MJBizCon. And we'll be answering your questions. We'll also be doing the harvesting and flower member raffles, which is from my personal seed collection. We're going to be giving away the Diesel Haze crosses. So you'd win that. God, yeah, a lot of cool stuff here, you know, like Apogee catalog. You know, we got some hash making equipment, Low Temp Industries. Educational highlight, and I'll get more into this tomorrow, Umami Seeds. They were there. Umami spoke on a couple different panels in the vault area, which I attended. But specifically, I was interested in tissue culture and a lot of how he's done it and how he succeeds at it. Saw him the first day and said, hey, I'm really looking forward to that tissue culture thing. And he's like, cool, I've got a slideshow figured out. I've got equipment over there. show up. It'll be cool. Showed up, listened to that, stopped by his booth a little bit later and said, hey, like, I'm really curious about this stuff, but I don't know much. He took the time just to like kind of break it down, show me the equipment. I mean, there were other people there he could have talked to, other people who we all know. He took the time to talk to me. He took the time to explain a few things. I'm stoked about umami seeds. So I'll talk more about that and the whole tissue culture and also those other panels tomorrow on the Patreon Live. So we'll be talking about a whole bunch of things, man. I got more genetics in here actually too. I got Seedsman pack from Pigeons 420. They were handing those out. I don't even know what's in here. I haven't even opened this yet. Looks like papers, guava root GMO. It's a terp block bag, so you can probably reuse that, or some sort of like, maybe it's a sticker. I don't know. We'll open it together and find out. So yeah, we'll do that tomorrow night. But right now, we're going to give this pack away. And I also want to shout out my favorite thing that I got there, and someone who I am very stoked to get to see hang out. We actually had a badass time. We went to the arcade at Circus, which, because I don't drink, I don't gamble. Vegas really doesn't have much things of interest for me. Rewind 25 years, it'd be a different freaking story, but hey, I've already been there and done that with my music career. So I just wanted to find something fun to do. Circus, the Midway, they've got a huge arcade. They've got tons of games, tons of things you could do. And we were there for 5 minutes, and all of a sudden it was like, coming to the stage. And we're like, oh, it's like strip club, coming to the stage. No. I got distracted there. The trapeze artist, bro. There's like a stage in the middle, and then they had like trapeze and the net, and we watched this like trapeze act go for like 10 minutes and flying around, flipping. We're like, what the hell? And then it ended, and we went back to playing video games. Like, it was badass, man. It was really badass. And he brought me some of the chud, a chud crossed with the AK-47 that he has. Ty has grown things for me for many years. He also brought some No Joke for me, so we got to smoke some more of those joints outside, which was nice. And dude, they hit. We didn't finish either joint. We'll put it that way. We put some stickers on a sign. We left the joints there, and I need to post that sticker or that poster. So yeah. So one of the favorite things I got there was this. It says a bad word, right? But check this out. I thought this was awesome. He says, remember, the person that gave you this gives a fuck. He gave me a fuck. Shout out to Ty Sticks, man. Shout out to Ty Sticks, Ty Gardens. He's been a huge friend and supporter of the community for years. He's not in the chats as often anymore, but he's usually lurking in the background as he gets things done, as I do myself. But just wanted to give a big shout out because he went out of his way to make sure that we connected. Like, he kind of stopped a trip a little bit short. He hopped in an Uber and came to where I was at just to hang out, just to say hello, and to give a fuck, man. So that was really cool. This is going to be one of my cherished things that I came home from that trip with. So shout out to that. And hey, big ups. Mr. Spliff of Cannabis is actually in the chat right now. So Mr. Spliff, we are playing for your Bear's Dream right now. The Santa Cruz Blue Dream crossed with the Sour Sage. Again, Northwest Preservations, which is his group, but it is Mr. Spliff of Cannabis, as you could find him on the YouTube, just as it's written down there. So thanks for joining, dude. Good to see you. And again, guys, we did a 4.5-hour episode together with some epic freaking stories and adventures he's had. So if you haven't checked that out, go back and look at the previous episodes of the Real Cannabis Show. And you get to tune in. Okay, we're talking about Blue Dream and whatnot in the chat. Gilbert, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. So yeah, this is the pack. If you are in the US, and you'd like to grow this out, just go ahead and type Blue Dream into the chat. I'm going to give it another couple minutes and then we'll just let that roll. So, whew, time to smoke a little bit myself. I've been talking for 2 hours here. So it's always easier when you have a guest because you can pause, you can look at the chat, you can tell Industry Sellout that Die Hard is the one and only best non-Christmas movie out there. American Psycho. So much love, Industry Sellout. Never backing off of that one. American Psycho is not a Christmas movie. But yep. All right. So sour sage sounds nice. See, I've always heard sage and sour. Like I've grown sage and sour, which was from Adam Dunn. I don't know how this fits in or if it's related, but the names are similar. Sometimes it's sour sage, sometimes it's sage and sour. I don't know if it goes both ways like that, but it'd be interesting. A pause for a short toke break. All right, I need to poke that one out. I think I just felt some hot ash in the back of my throat. Perfect. All right, here's my answer. Thank you, Mr. Spliff. Sour sage is sage cookies crossed with the sour grapefruit kush. Wow. That actually just added layers of complexity to it that I was not expecting. So that's pretty freaking tight, man. That is awesome. And again, if you guys want to find any of his genetics, I know he has clones as well. So if you're wanting something that's just a proven winner already, I mean, his genetics are pretty good, guys. But you could always just reach out to him. Again, I think the best way is still through the YouTube page, Mr. Spliff of Cannabis 420. He's on there often. You can contact him there and figure out what you're doing. I just saw a question here. Yellow Genetics. Does Chad Westport have a Discord? I do not have a Discord. Anybody who sent me an email in the last 10 days or a message in the last 10 days understands I have a hard time getting back to everything in a timely manner. Everybody's almost gotten back to already. But no, if I had a Discord, it would be great, but I don't have the focus to do that. But little secret, Umami Seeds, we're talking about tissue culture, talking about his Discord, talking about all the material and references he has up there. I will be joining, but it'll be under a false name because I will deny that I'm ever on Discord, but I probably will be on Discord soon because again, that guy made such a, he gave a fuck, dude. He talked to just random dude. And like at the end of it, I was like, well, cool. You know, I do some podcasts sometimes, you know, I talk to people, if you ever want to be on a show and I hand him my card and he's like, I'm Chad Westport. And he's like, I've heard of you. I was like, get the F out of here. So again, he just took his time to talk to a random ass dude who had questions. And I appreciate that. And I actually got, you can tell people who are passionate about what they do because it truly interests them. They want to know more. They want to know why. And I always say, you know, sometimes when people ask me, it's like, I would be doing this if nobody was even paying attention. If nobody was looking, I would still be doing all the research I do, all the, you know, trying to put things into different words as I do. And he very much struck me as one of those passionate people too. That is just like, hey man, I'm just in it to win it. I'm doing it. So yeah. All right. Let's get this giveaway going. So again, guys, chadwestport.com. That is where you can find me online. That's where you find my gear. That's where you find the merch, t-shirts, magazines, postcards, genetics, all of that stuff. chadwestport.com and the new Patreon page. That is where you're going to be able to first get a hold of testers, vault items, special things. Tomorrow night, we're doing that exclusive live show where we're answering your questions. going through some of the literature and materials and genetics that I brought back from MJBizCon. It's going to be a good time. So chadwestport.com, and then on Patreon, it's just Chad Westport. Those are the places you can find me. And obviously you're here on the Chad Westport YouTube channel. So I appreciate you guys. Again, you have the choice to do whatever you want today. You have the choice to be wherever you want today. And you've chosen to spend it together in chat with me. I appreciate that greatly, guys. Like it's the honor is not lost on me. Well, let's just put it that way. So I appreciate all of you. And again, I just hope to help all of you grow, whether it's through providing genetics or getting your questions answered. So let's do this final draw here. Good luck, everybody. If you are in the US and you want to play for that Bear's Dream, just type Blue Dream into chat. I'm going to give it a couple seconds here. I'm going to clear my pipe. I put away my toker poker. Damn it. That thing's actually a handy tool. Where's my toker poker go? Seriously, man, it's funny because you can tell who's in a business at MJBizCon and then just who came to check out stuff, because the people who are just like the home growers and the came check out stuff, you're walking around with like 3 bags like loaded with all the free stuff that everybody's giving away. It's like, yeah, I can tell which demographic you fit in. But I'm doing the same thing right here right now. I'm like, God dang it, my bag's too deep. All right, poker toker, there we are. Toker poker, poker toker. It's got the Joker. It's a Joker poker toker, a toker poker Joker. I'm a smoker. Ha! Love how that one played out, right? Oh boy, dad jokes. Dad jokes. I heard some good ones the other day, but I'm on the spot, so I can't quite remember them right now. Damn it. Oh well. I'll think of them as soon as we get off the show. And speaking of, let's do this drawing, guys. Blue Dream. All right. If you are in the winner, my contact is down in the show notes. You can hit me up through Instagram, but better yet, go to the website, chadwestport.com, hit the email link there, support@chadwestport.com. Send me an email. That always works great. So without further ado, let's draw. Good luck, everybody. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Eric Hale. All right. Eric Hale. I am writing this down. Please get a hold of me. Good mailing address, and I will get these out. So Bear's Dream. And again, thank you to Mr. Spliff of Cannabis for providing so many great genetics for us to give away on these shows. Check him out on YouTube. You can get a hold and find out his other information on how to learn about his clones lists and the beans he offers available. So without further ado, guys, thank you for hanging out today. I hope you've enjoyed your time, and hey, a rare new thing. I'll see you tomorrow night, 6 p.m. PST, exclusively on the Patreon channel. Again, if you're a paid member, type in your question. We will go through that list, but anybody can watch for free. All of the information, all of the education content is free over at the Patreon, because I don't think people should be paying for knowledge, shouldn't be paying for education. I'm here to give that to you free. So the tiers, though, they have things like, bean deals, t-shirts, stickers, free shipping. I tried to make it worth your time. So I appreciate all of your support. You guys have a good day, and we will catch you next time. So peace out, man. Smile at a stranger. Enjoy.